Hello, good morning and welcome to the newspaper review on TAP TV, where we analyze and dissect trending and catchy headlines every day. My name is Obed Jerry, your host for today, and you too can also be a part of the show. Do help to subscribe, turn on the notification button, follow us across all our social media platforms so that when we drop videos like this, you get to receive firsthand. Now we are the street of Port Harcourt like we've been doing since this year, get the reactions of people on the street, get to know what they have to say about stories that are making rounds on the papers. Now, before we get to hear from these people on the streets, let's look into the headlines and know what the stories look like. First, we'll be looking at the Nation's newspaper. We see at the top story here reads, sign attendance register daily. Governor orders council chairman. Details is found on page 29. Russia behind Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, ECOWAS quit threat. Details is found on page 3. We won't accept shoddy jobs. Umahi warns contractors. Details found on page 5. Insecurity. State police call gets louder. Details found on page 13. We see at the main story here reads, security men raise bar in battle against kidnappers. Sub-story under that reads, Air Force bombs terrorists. Army. Police rescue score from abductors. Details found on page 4. We see at the bottom story reads, CBN injects $500 million into forex market. This is found on page 5. Fubara, Rivers lawmaker on another coalition course. We thought we are done with this Fubara and the lawmakers of Rivers State by now, since he has been declared winner. How come another issue is coming up? All right, if you want to know more of the story, please pick a copy of the Nation's newspaper and look into page 4. Still on the newspaper, we see at the last story here reads, Yaya Bello to replace Ganduje's poster flood Abuja. I take that again, Yaya Bello to replace Ganduje's poster flood in Abuja. Details found on page 6. Wodo Louds Mba. Details found on page 28. And that's all we're taking on the Nation's newspaper. Over to the Punch newspaper, we see as headline reads, kidnapping epidemic. Over 17,000 Nigerians abducted under Buhari. Tinubu says report. Sub-story under that read, Buhari 90%, Tinubu 10%. Another sub-story under that reads, how abductors killed 2 Ekiti monarchs, says source. This is found on page 2 and 9 of the Punch newspaper. We see here it says, Naira falls to all-time low at official markets. Sells 1,348 Naira per dollar. This is found on page 26. What a very trying time. We see here it says, Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger exits may weaken $277 billion ECOWAS trade, says report. Details found on page 26. Lawmakers accuse Fubara of unlawful conduct. Government warns pro-Wike appointees. Details found on page 8. Police begins probe of Lagos body dumped in Akwa Ibom. Details found on page 5. Rivers police kill pirates who murdered 4 NCDSC. I take that again. Rivers police kill pirates who murdered 4 NSCDC operatives. This is found on page 8, and that's all be taken on the Punch newspaper. All right, on the last newspaper for today, we'll be looking at the Vanguard newspaper. We see how the banner story here is, Naira records biggest fall in official markets. Depreciates to 1,348 Naira per dollar. Details of this story is found on page 19. 20 billion Dangote Refinery to import crude from United States. Details is found on page 27. Same-sex blessings. Africans are a special case, but everyone will gradually accept, says Pope Francis. Details is found on page 9. Don't destroy my government, Fubara tells reappointed commissioners. Details is found on page 12. We see at the main story here reads, insecurity. Kidnappers shoot at moving vehicle. Man abducted, wife injured. Sub-story under that reads, kidnapped 3 victims praying at Camel Mountain, Abuja. Details is found on page 5. We see here it says, ECOWAS, we are ready to engage Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, says federal government. Sub-story under that reads, exit to compromise trade. Delay return to civil rule, says Akinyemi, Akinteriwa, others. Details found on page 8. We see here it's, and that's all we'll be taking on the Vanguard newspaper. Now let's get to see the reactions and opinions of people on the street. Let's get to hear what they have to say as we got the headlines on the newspapers. Okay, good morning.
Good morning, brother.
I would like your thoughts on the Vanguard newspaper that says $20 billion Dangote Refinery to import crude from United States.
Okay. I don't think it's normal where Nigeria is a major producer of crude oil, and thank God our brother Dangote has built a refinery. And ever since I was born, I've been hearing that we have refineries in Nigeria, but none of them is working. And recently they told us that the Port Harcourt refinery is okay. So if Dangote refinery cannot source the product from Nigeria, so how can we now run the Port Harcourt refinery? Do you understand? And this thing is the economy of Nigeria is centers on crude oil.
Exactly.
Do you understand? And one refinery cannot get enough crude to refine here in Nigeria. So, and we are building other refineries, other places. So, it beat my imagination. It beat my imagination. So, and if they ask Dangote why importing crude from other countries, and he'll tell you 1 million reasons why he's going to import, and it is not telling a good story in Nigeria product. That's my own.
Okay, then one last question. Sorry, we know that the reason why he wants to import this crude oil is because the number of barrels of crude oil that needs to run the refinery proper is not enough. We don't have enough in Nigeria currently. Now, don't you think that Nigeria should have made available, the government should have made available these barrels of oil before running the refinery, or it's best as they run the refinery then import these barrels of oil, because they know before now that
if you ask Nigerian government, even today, they are still sending their crude oil outside Nigeria. Do you understand? So if they will sell and they cannot feed the one here, that means they did not plan well. Do you understand? They did not plan well. If they have planned well, at least they will short sending outside. They will feed, start sending to the local refineries, like this Dangote refinery. So if they have planned well, going to source outside couldn't have right. Do you understand?
Now importing this crude oil now will cost money.
It will cost more money. As it will cost more money, then selling it to the local people will now high the price.
So there's a chance that the chance of having the petrol sold to us at a cheaper amount.
It's not there. It's not there. Sell it at a cheaper. Even Dangote, when you start, the price of his oil will even go higher, because as he's sourcing the product outside, then do you think that it's not dollar? They are going to use dollar to print it. Then the local citizens cannot even buy it because of the price. You will still sell it outside to make his money.
Now, one last question. If, let's say, he successfully imports this crude oil, do you think the refinery will get working immediately? With the way we've heard about stories of other refineries in Nigeria.
If Dangote will, with his own business pattern, which I've been hearing like as a businessman, he will say, do you understand? We will get it. Do you understand? But the price is where my fear comes in. Will you be able to buy it? Because he's importing it. Check out other products we are importing from outside, how the price has been affected by dollars.
Thank you very much. Right, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
I would like your thoughts on the Vanguard that I was explaining that kidnappers shot at a moving vehicle, and a man was abducted and another person was wounded. Exactly.
Yeah, it's very improper. Because if you have a good government should know what to do. Like someone was saying on the internet, that all this is not happening in Cameroon, exactly. But in the Republic, Togo, because they have a fortified kind of security. Because if Nigeria have a good security, both police and army and whatever, they'll plan their network and apprehend all these kidnappers. The kidnappers are Nigeria. They're not coming from outside the country, they're inside us. So if government have security have a good network, they should know where they are and they can arrest them. But even when they arrest them, security can collect bribe from their hand and leave them and let them go. After all, what every security man I'm seeing that working in Nigeria is for the interest of themselves. They are not working for the interest of the citizens. Because if they are working for the interest of citizens, they won't collect bribe from maybe an armed robber or collect bribe from a kidnapper to set him free. So it's very improper. So nobody's safe. Even the people, the government itself, they're not safe. The kidnapper have no brother nor sister. If armed robber, all the militants have no person who say, even when they are doing that, they see you as their brother, they will kill you.
Exactly.
So that they can't say, I know this man, yes, this and that. So nobody's free. Even the governor, nobody's free. So, but I know what was happening in River State here. When Amechi came in, and the governor, he made sure that he killed a lot of all those kidnappers and stopped all those militants. And all those, of course, could not be able to be functioning again. Even when he came, we can also try and treat them. All of them, yes, run away. So they can also do it in Nigeria. Each state, government will tell them what to do, and they will do it and make sure that look at the Plateau State, and people they kill there. Look at Nasarawa, Benue. Nobody safe that place. Even when you are traveling to the Far North or whatever, you are not safe. When you are going to Abuja citizens are no more safe. They are trying to transfer part of CBN to Lagos State. They are trying to transfer NP some part of it.
Because they want to say that story is not true.
I read it in the internet anyway. But I read the internet. The internet sometimes, normally 90% of it's truth. But if the worker is not safe, he must have life before he walk. So if you know that they will kidnap and kill you, there's no need for you to be going there unless you want to die. So if they find alternative of how to be safe, then they will do it. So government is not doing it about the security wide. Even Abuja, where all the military men are there, they are kidnapping people every day.
Kidnapping and
killing people every day. So where are we safe? In the Federal Republic, or that's the federal capital. Nobody's safe. Even the government is not safe. They kidnap a senator, they kidnap everybody. So what are we talking? So there's nothing. So government don't know what they're doing, short. The government of Nigeria don't know, they have not started, they don't know what they're doing.
From another angle, sir, even when the government still makes plans for security, this still boils down to citizens, because there are some people that still find pleasure in kidnapping and doing such illicit activities.
If the kidnappers is arrested and prosecuted, even though they shoot you aside, because what they're doing is kidnapping. Don't have mercy on them, kill them. Arrest and put them somewhere, they won't come out again. Look at which country? Burkina Faso. They killed over 400 militant boys. They brought them and killed them. But here in Nigeria, they forgive them, even empower them, even put them in police. So those things will continue. So government have no formula to eradicate the militancy and all these kidnappers. They have no plan for that. If they have plan, they know what to do, and they will do it like other countries.
And then from another angle, I heard somebody said that one of the reasons why the government is not tackling this insecurity aspect fully is because some politicians have hand in it. How do you see? What do you see about that?
Yes, some politicians, during the electoral issues, they use it as a network to subdue some other people. You see that some people, if I want to win you, you will call the kidnapper, they go and kidnap the person, maybe kill him or put him somewhere that he cannot be able to come out again until the end of that election. So the politicians also use them. But at the same time, after the whole thing, they also face the politician, because the politician can't pay them every time. If they pay at that particular electoral season, and after they listen, they lack money, they will also kidnap the politician, whom they know that they can pay to the school chef. So nobody's safe.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, this is where we draw our curtains for today. You heard what the people on the streets have to say as regards the headlines on the newspapers. Whatever you have whatever opinions you have to add to what has been said, or whatever counter opinions that you have, please slide to our comment section and drop your comments in the comment section. Do also well to engage with us on all our social media platforms. Do also subscribe, turn on the notification button, follow us across all our social media platforms so that you get to receive notifications of videos like this consecutively. My name is Obed Jerry, your host for today, and this has been the newspaper review here on TAF TV. See you next time.